All right, good morning. This is kind of our final, somewhat of a full day. It's a travel day too at the end of it, but today's our last day here in Albuquerque and on this trip. We're about to go down to breakfast. I slept really well. I did take some Tylenol PM, but I think this bed's actually pretty comfortable. The pillows are a little bit more to my liking compared to Resorts World, but I think most people probably would like Resort World's pillows better. They're definitely bigger, probably better quality, but I liked these ones better. I didn't hear anything, so yeah, I was worried about that too being right by the elevator, but no, it was fine. So let's go check out the breakfast. I tend to have a fight with hotel breakfast, so hopefully this one's a little bit better. Cereals, milks, juices, potatoes look decent. Potatoes, turkey, Canadian bacon. Scrambled eggs, donut holes, oatmeal, fixings for oatmeal, hard-boiled eggs, cheese, yogurt, bagels. I got here my peanut butter and honey, apples, bananas. And then there's a waffle maker. Eggs, potato, and a bagel. Okay, breakfast was actually pretty decent. I actually really liked the potatoes. They weren't like really seasoned, but they had a really nice crisp. They were nice and hot. Yeah, potatoes really good. I was hoping for a bagel. I got a bagel. So the eggs were not the worst I've had at a buffet or a hotel breakfast. They weren't the best, but they were definitely a lot better than others I've had. So yeah, I think overall a win. I just wish they would have had like real bacon, but I'm sure there's some that are very happy with the turkey Canadian bacon. So turkey ham, I don't know, but yeah. So we're gonna go to the Pueblo Indian Center. I might have gotten the order of those words mixed around, but I'm pretty excited for that. It looks really great. Today they have a record high heat here in Albuquerque. I think the temp is supposed to be like 98 today, and that's a record for this time. This is May 12th, so definitely a hot one. Luckily the center is pretty much all indoors, so that will be good. And then we will come back to the hotel to grab the bags and then head to the airport. We fly on Delta. We do have a layover, so we fly out of here. Doors are like 4:45 or something like that. And then we go to Atlanta. And then from Atlanta, we have, I think it's like an hour and some change layover. So basically by the time you walk to your gate, they're gonna start boarding. So at Atlanta, and then we have a little flight from Detroit to Atlanta. So not too terrible. We don't get into Detroit until like 12:58 a.m. so almost 1 a.m. I am going to be staying at a hotel in Belleville tonight. So they have a shuttle. So I'm actually hitting all the hotel types. It feels like I got Hilton. This is Hyatt. I'm gonna have a Holiday Inn Express. So I'll be able to show you that room too. I'm gonna be very quiet though because it's gonna be, or I might do it in the morning. And then my ride will come get me between 9 or 10 Wednesday morning, and then I get to see my animals and my children. I'm so excited for that. So it's been a good trip though. Let me know if you have any questions on the breakfast. And a little bit, I gotta pack up, and then a little bit we'll head over to the center. These are pretty awesome. Indigenous freeways. Alright, we're at lunch. We're at the Range Café. They have quite a few locations, so I don't think this is the one that was on Food TV, but the company was. I think it was on Triple D. So today's Tuesday. $3.50 taco. My driver said their burgers are huge and that they have good salmon. Smash burgers. Chicken Sally. Big plates. Soups. Salads. Cream puff. Thank you. Mimosa plate. Got the taco salad with the chicken. It's good. I like how the shell is shaped. Okay, lunch was pretty good. I really liked the shell that the taco salad was in. I don't love that type of lettuce, but that's okay. I also wanted dessert, which is kind of rare, but everything I wanted, they were out, so no dessert. Getting on the plane. Flight number 2. Hello. So it's been a minute. It's later that day or next day, it depends, I don't know. But I stayed the night, so let's go back a little bit. So the flight from Albuquerque to Atlanta was good. It went by pretty fast. I would say I watched Hamnet on, I wish I tried to watch on the way to Vegas, but it was like audio description only. So it was weird. But I was able to watch it. It's good. It's, you know, a little bit heady, but it was good. And then I watched like some Frasier. And then well, it was nice because no one was in the middle seat. So it was just me and my window neighbor. So that was great. But which caused me to leave my iPad on the plane. Oops. So I did the lost and found form. Hopefully, fingers crossed, they find it. And then and I got real lucky when we got to Atlanta because our gate was literally next door, which is amazing. Most time I hear people say, I had to run through Atlanta because it was, you know, I had to take the tram over to other layovers I've had. I haven't had to like run, but I've had to use the tram and like go somewhere kind of far. You know, I was surprised to see that a lot of the food places do start to close down in Atlanta at that point. It was almost 10. But I was able to grab some dinner at Five Guys real quick, eat that. Got to my seat, same sort of thing. I had a window neighbor, no middle neighbor. I was on the aisle. And then they came over and was like, Miss Melissa, would you like to move up to Charlie 1? Which I didn't know exactly, like I knew it was first class, but I didn't know like exactly where. I'm like, sure. I've never been pulled up, never, like this is the first time it says I was eligible to request an upgrade because I upgraded my credit card recently from the gold to the silver. So I've been doing the thing in the app, but I was always like 5 and there's only like, you know, 4 seats, or there was 6 and there was only like 4 available and 3 other people had to go before me. So I'm not really sure why I got it this time, but I'm not complaining. You know, it was just from Atlanta to Detroit. So that was like an hour and 20. So you don't get like a meal service, but you know, she kept our drinks flowing. I just did Diet Coke for that leg because I did vodka and orange on the first leg. And the guy gave me like 2 things of vodka, which was surprising, and a whole thing of orange juice. So I was like kind of good on that. You know, and you get a little bit more snack selection than I think Comfort Plus, but not by much. So, you know, it was good. It's the one that's like right at the very first row. So I didn't have like too much more leg room than over in the other, but I definitely had more width room. And I had a better monitor. And I watched the pit too on the way home, or the way to Detroit. So we got in, it was a little rough here and there, but overall, good flight. Flight attendant was lovely. Got to the Detroit airport about 12:50 something. It was pretty quiet around there, which is unusual. And then we got my bags, and then realized I lost the iPad, so I did the form, and then called this hotel for the shuttle. So I'm gonna give you a room tour. I'm at the Holiday Inn Belleville, which is nice because I, like young years, grew up in Belleville and Ypsilanti, so it's nice. And then this is a nice Holiday Inn. It seems very new. It kind of renewed my faith after our New York trip, which is a series after this, so make sure you subscribe. Kind of was a little off-put by Holiday Inns for a while, but this kind of renewed my faith in it. It's very nice. All the staff I've interacted with are very nice. The shuttle driver, the front desk. About to go down for breakfast. He said it's actually a very good breakfast, so we'll see. You can hear the highway noise quite a bit, so if you're very, like, it needs to be super quiet, you know, maybe ask for on the other side of the hotel, not the part that faces the highway, but it doesn't really bother me. It took me a minute to fall asleep, but once I was asleep, I slept like a log. Bed is so comfortable, pillows are comfortable. Yeah, I like it. Well, they have Dove products in the bathroom I'll show you, which I'm so happy about that. So let me give you a room tour. Okay, I'm in 329, which is 2 queens. You come in, you got the little mini fridge, you got a Keurig, a couple K-Pods, ice bucket. You have a microwave, which is really nice. I have been in the room, so it is lived in. A huge sink counter, some towels down there. Looks like a blow dryer. I'm sure there was a blow dryer at Resorts World, but I don't remember seeing it. I don't use blow dryer, so. Mirror. There's Dove hand wash and body lotion, tissues. Nice, clean, big tub. Shower head was kind of standard. This door's squeaky. And then Dove products there. You're embarrassing me, door. Little shelfie with some hooks. Full length mirror. Oh, ironing board, iron. Sorry, it's a little dark in here. Closet, safe. Over here's your thermostat. Wall art. Actually kind of a quiet, I don't know what to say. Thing that the air and heat comes out of. Register, I don't know. TV, good size. Sitting area and drawers. Desk. Little mirror. There was some makeup remover wipes in the bathroom. Chair with a big light above it. Look at the messy bed. And then the side table in between the beds. Light, little foot thing. Oh, I thought that was like a plug down there for a second. Like, that's weird. There's more plugs over here. Yeah, no, I would suggest this. This kept the room very dark, which was nice. Hey, my non-view. I don't know if I even looked at it last night, really. I know I can hear the highway, so I don't really much of a view. Yep, see, hello highway. I do have a kind of a green area though. It's kind of nice to see trees and grass. And then there's the pet station there, Tesla. Yeah, I'm happy. Let's go check out breakfast. All right, future Melissa here. So as I'm editing, I realized I never really shared any thoughts about the Indian Center with y'all, which was weird of me. So the Pueblo Indian Center, I think it's like N Convention Center, was really nice. It was it's small, but a nice museum. They have a traveling clay piece at the time that I was there, which was May. So it had different pottery from different tribes all across the United States, and maybe even beyond that, but definitely across the United States. So that was really cool to see the different styles and different techniques. And then it goes into the normal exhibits, which were all really great. They had a lot of different mixed sort of media. So there was things you could listen to, little movies you could watch. There was, of course, art pieces. They also had that traveling art show for the highway or freeway art, which was really cool. I really liked that. That was very talented work. On the weekends, I know they have different cultural demonstrations of like dancing and things. So if you're in the area and you can go on a weekend, I definitely check it out. I was kind of surprised by the location of it because I thought it was going to be kind of out away from everything, that it was going to be kind of on its own, and it's not. It's just like on a normal city street. So that kind of surprised me, but very well kept, beautiful in there. They also have a cafe. I didn't eat there, but I did look at some other pictures and menus, and it looked good. I just wanted to do that Range Café this time, but I think you would have a great meal. They also had a really large gift store in there where you could buy like turquoise and a lot of different jewelry and pieces like that. So definitely check out the gift shop as well. They also had some pop in there, so I grabbed a pop. But yeah, so in the hall, I'll show you what I got from the Indian Center. I didn't get any jewelry, so spoiler on that, but got a couple cool things. Yeah, I would definitely suggest the Indian Center. Check it out. Let me know if you have any questions. And now I'll go into the resource for today's video. I did decide to do the breakfast for the Holiday Inn in Belleville, part of a own video with the hall. So next week's video will have the hall and the breakfast for the Holiday Inn in Belleville. Spoiler, it was very good, but I'll show you the items and give you some thoughts. All right, well, let me know if you have any questions. Thank you. All right, the resource for today's video is the Tribal Resource Hub. So it is a website that has different opportunities for those that are part of Indigenous families, youth, and elders, to trusted resources, programs, and supports. So find your tribe, scholarships, nonprofits, emergency resources. So your guide, a lot of different options on here. So if this would be a benefit to you or someone you know, definitely share this resource. You can also search by category, which is really nice. 212 resources available. 38 scholarships, that's pretty good. 230 tribes listed. Oh, and then you can do it by state as well. New Mexico, hey, that's where we were. Yeah. I wouldn't say this is super robust, but I think this is a good start for kind of like a specialized information referral. So I will link this down below. Let me know if you have any questions on this resource or what we saw in the video today. Thank you.